What we've had to do is make sure, we did this in the referendum, if you're going to fight a referendum, just as if you're going to fight an election, you have to run it like a military campaign. We were in the process of getting together, restoring what we have, particularly the digital database, making sure that everything was up to date, trying to get more supporters. We were in the process of preparing for that in the event that Mr. Shorten were to lead a government. And we've got a working party, and I thought today I would like to introduce them, each of those people, to you. And they're the ones who've been working to make sure that what we have will be what we did in 1999, but doing it in a digital age.
You can probably tell from my accent that I'm from California, but became a naturalized Australian a couple of years ago. I'm very pleased to be here, and I'm very happy that I was able to lend my skills in the digital world, digital strategy and web design and all that sort of thing to volunteer with ACM. So it's been my pleasure.
I paved my way as an independent and a grassroots campaigner. So in New South Wales, when the state government tried to amalgamate the councils, I was a spokesman for Save Our Councils Coalition. I have a deep admiration and respect for Professor Flint, so to come on board was a real honour for me.
And there's a wealth of knowledge in this room, and great to see a lot of young blood in the room as well, young people who are interested in the issue. It just shows that there's support for the cause. It's not just something which rings with older people. It's about that continuity of our system of government and the stability that it provides.
For me, what the Monarch represents is the prevention of total power from politicians. It's actually the removal of total power, not the presence of total power.
The politicians are not sure as to which direction they're going at the moment. I believe that we are living in an ever increasingly uncertain age, and I think that any way by which we can limit the power our politicians have is something that we should get around and support from a grassroots basis.
I think what many Australians seem to forget, they forget the hand that helped them walk. They forget that it was the Crown that really helped shape modern Australia. And I think it's sad that many young people seem to forget.
Democracy is a varied recipe. Around the world, it has its different ingredients. It all bakes basically a similar cake. We could have a stronger democracy. It's simply a matter of convincing the politicians that their popularity depends on them divesting some power back to you.
What I want to talk about today is not the decisions that are to be made, but how decisions are made. Because we're never going to get to the way of being able to predict in any policy everything that's going to come up in the next 3 years. What we need to be able to do is to understand the full process of actually making decisions.
All the media was against us in 1999, and we prevailed. The majority of our politicians engage daily in misleading and deceptive conduct, and they don't go to jail. And this Chapter 7 is supposedly there to pick them up on it.
In the end, we have to demand more of our politicians. We have to be more, hold them more accountable. We get to vote in our electorates, and so I really think the impetus is on us as citizens to play a role and take responsibility ourselves rather than necessarily structural change.
The politicians waste their time on wasteful reform which has no support, the Republic being the significant one. It's putting things in the hands of the people. That's why we've reached a situation where, I often say this when I go around talking around the country, I cannot identify a significant problem in Australia today, a significant and serious problem today in Australia, which, if it were not created by the politicians, was made significantly worse by them.